Hi, my name's Lois Carlton. I'm Community Liaison Coordinator at NMIT, and today I'm sitting in our television studio at our Collingwood campus, and I've got two students with me. I have got Jacinta, who is a first year doing a Certificate 4 in Screen, and I have Ned, who's doing the Advanced Diploma, the second year in Screen, and we're going to talk to you a little bit about what's actually in the courses and about the equipment and facilities here. So we'll start off with you, Jacinta.
Yeah, sure.
So you did Year 12 last year?
I did, yeah.
And a local school nearby?
Our Lady of Mercy in Heidelberg.
In Heidelberg,
yeah.
so not too far away.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So you've come straight from Year 12 into this course?
Yeah, straight
All right,
away.
so why did you decide to do a Screen course?
Well, I really enjoyed media studies in Year 12. We got to make our own little movies and have a bit of, camera work and learn what it's all about in the industry. And I was just looking through the VTAC guide and I saw, NMIT Film and Television course, and I thought, oh, that's something I'm really interested in. I'd love to give that a go and see what's involved. So just went from there. Yeah.
So you went through the selection process?
Yeah,
so
I went through that VTAC.
It's actually a VTAC selection process,
yeah,
and you actually had to fill in a supplementary application form.
Fill in that, yeah.
And then attended an information session?
Yeah, so we had that at the lecture theatre. We did that and learnt a bit about what was on offer and had a look at the studio and got shown around. It was really impressive. So
yeah, and you had an interview?
Yes, I had an interview.
And you obviously impressed them because you got selected into the course.
Oh, well,
and
hopefully.
we have many more students that apply for this course that we actually have places for, so you've done incredibly well.
Yeah, I was lucky. Yeah.
And now we're around to the VTAC selection process again, and we'll talk a little bit about that later on. But let's jump over now to Ned. So Ned, you're a little bit more mature. You didn't do Year 12 last year.
No.
So you did Year 12 a few years ago?
Yeah, 97 I think I finished.
So you completed Year 12. But after Year 12, what did you do?
I took a couple of years off school just to sort of just enjoy myself a bit, I'd just been through high school and primary school.
Yep.
And also think about what it was I wanted to do, because I had friends who weren't sure what they were doing but just went into something anyway because they assumed that's what you do when you finish high school.
Yep.
Yeah, so I just kind of not tried a few things, but just thought about things and what interested me the most. And
so you actually didn't choose to go to anything after Year 12. You actually decided to have sort of what we call a gap year.
Yes, a gap couple of years.
A gap couple of years.
Sort of did my own thing for a little while, and sort of developed a bit more of a passion for this sort of aspect of filmmaking.
Okay, then.
Behind the scenes sort of stuff, and then that's what I sort of went with.
And so when did it start to? When did you formulate into the idea that you actually wanted to move into this, and how did you move into this eventual program?
Oh, I did a short film course because film was sort of my main interest, and really got into that and enjoyed the whole experience. And then the same as Jacinta was looking through the VTAC guide, saw NMIT Film and TV, and there's only about 5 or 6 places in Victoria that do film and television courses. And at the time I wasn't even considering television, but obviously the two sort of go hand in hand. So yeah, same thing, put in an application, got the supplementary form, did all that, came in, had the interview.
Yep, and you obviously did well in the interview too.
Indeed,
because it is a very tight selection process. Now, you were saying before that when you came to the information session, one of the first things they said was, this is not about film.
Yeah.
And you could hear everyone's sigh because most people thought it was about film. So what is it then that impressed you or changed your mind, and what did they say about the course that you liked?
Well, for us, we had to do a promotional video, and it wasn't allowed to be narrative, so we couldn't really have a storytelling sort of more creative. It had to be more something that could get you straight into the industry, which is what people were looking for. Right. So I thought that was a good idea, to have something that you could just go get you straight into the industry, instead of sort of filmmaker that might or not make it or whatever. So something like that. But it was alright. Yeah, it's like television I wanted to get into still, so it didn't matter that we weren't doing much film. But no, it still interested me a lot. So.
Okay. What about you, Ned? Because you were actually interested in film.
Yes.
And it was filmmaking, and you still do have a passion for filmmaking.
Yes.
So what is it that convinced you that, hang on, this television stuff is really good?
Oh, it's just I'm sort of interested in the equipment and the whole process, not just sort of directing or script writing or anything like that. And it was made abundantly clear to the group that it was a very sort of hands-on based course, and you would get to use a lot of equipment, being lighting, sound. You get onto cameras, and you also use just all sorts of TV equipment, which is also used in film.
Yes.
And that it was less of the theory side and more of the practical aspect. And then they also explained to you that the course is sort of geared towards getting students work.
Yes.
So that just sort of makes you think, right, well, it's going to be very sort of factual and, real kind of stuff that you would be doing in the real world, as opposed to sort of some theoretical stuff that may or may not happen.
Yes, yeah. And to lead to employment.
Yes,
with very specific employment
they do
outcomes.
make it clear that, their intent is to give you some sort of work when you finish the course.
So the focus of the course is about TV work, and it's also about high-end corporate video work, as distinct from film.
But a lot of the things you learn in the course can be applied to either area.
Course,
it's not just a sort of specific TV course.
Yep.
The skills you learn are very general in sort of the whole area. And then, like you said, you can either sort of focus more on doing production video or studio work.
Okay, terrific. Let's jump back to you now, Jacinta. So you're now coming to the end of your first year. Let's just talk about what it's been like. What's your timetable been like? And what actual things have you been doing in the classroom situation?
Okay, well, at the start of the year, we had a single cam, which
single cam,
single camera. So we were so we were in with Steve, and he'd teach us a bit about like what a production company would do. You know, working with like just the camera and lighting and editing and all that sort of stuff. And we were here about 3 days a week, and
full time in those days, full days.
And then as we got into it a bit more, we were there I think 4 days a week full time, so it got a bit more full on. Then we started to do the multicam, which is in the studio here.
Which is more than one camera, I assume.
Yes, definitely. So we started doing that, which is really great fun, and that was even more full on. So we had a few more days, but no, it was really good. Full days we had to come in.
And most of that time during the day, was it actually on the cameras working the equipment, or you're actually sitting in the classroom with books?
Well, at the start of the year we had to learn a bit about what we were doing, so that was more theory work at the start of the year. But now we've once we've learned a bit more and got into it, it's a lot practical. It's really hands-on. We get to do everything, which is really great.